This essential guide will help you develop critical thinking skills crucial for effective decision-making and problem-solving, vital for personal and professional success. Learn to identify and overcome biases, challenge assumptions, engage with diverse perspectives, and build mental resilience. Perfect for students, professionals, and anyone seeking self-improvement. This book empowers you to achieve your goals and thrive in all areas of life. Chapter 1: Introduction to Critical Thinking. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly navigate life's challenges while others struggle to make even simple decisions? The answer lies in the power of critical thinking. This transformative skill is the key to unlocking your full potential both personally and professionally. But what exactly is critical thinking, and why is it so crucial in today's fast-paced, information-saturated world? Critical thinking is often misunderstood. It's not about being argumentative or dismissive of others' ideas. Instead, it's a disciplined approach to thinking that involves analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing information to form well-reasoned judgments and decisions. It's the ability to step back from your immediate reactions and examine situations objectively, considering multiple perspectives and potential outcomes. Many people mistakenly believe that critical thinking is an innate talent. You either have it or you don't. This couldn't be further from the truth. Critical thinking is a skill that can be developed and honed over time, much like a muscle that grows stronger with regular exercise. By cultivating this skill, you'll find yourself better equipped to solve complex problems, make informed decisions, and navigate the uncertainties of life with confidence. The benefits of mastering critical thinking extend far beyond the classroom or workplace. In your personal life, it can help you build stronger relationships by improving your communication skills and empathy. You'll be better able to understand different viewpoints, resolve conflicts, and make decisions that align with your values and goals. Professionally, critical thinking is increasingly sought after by employers across all industries. It's the skill that sets apart leaders and innovators from those who simply follow instructions. As you embark on this journey to enhance your critical thinking skills, you'll discover that it's not just about changing how you think, it's about transforming your entire approach to life. You'll learn to question assumptions, challenge your own biases, and approach problems with creativity and open-mindedness. This book will guide you through this transformation, providing practical tools, exercises, and insights to help you develop a critical thinking mindset. In the chapters that follow, we'll explore the foundations of critical thinking, delve into the intricacies of logical reasoning, and uncover the hidden biases that can cloud our judgment. You'll learn powerful techniques for problem solving, decision-making, and effective communication. But before we dive into these topics, we must first turn our attention inward. For to truly master critical thinking, we must first understand the complex landscape of our own minds. As we close this Rory chapter, ask yourself, are you ready to challenge your assumptions, expand your perspective, and unlock your full potential? The journey ahead may not always be easy, but the rewards are immeasurable. In the next chapter, we'll begin by exploring the fascinating world of your thought patterns, the first step in transforming your mindset for ultimate personal growth. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Grow to the Top and activate notifications to receive more self-improvement tips that will supercharge your growth. Chapter 2: Understanding Your Thought Patterns. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a vast unexplored territory. Within its borders lie hidden treasures of insight and creativity, but also treacherous pitfalls of bias and misconception. To navigate this complex landscape effectively, you must first become intimately familiar with its terrain. This is where the journey of critical thinking truly begins, with self-awareness. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of critical thinking. It's the ability to observe your own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors as if you were an impartial spectator. This skill allows you to recognize patterns in your thinking, identify your strengths and weaknesses, and understand how your experiences and beliefs shape your perceptions of the world. One powerful technique for developing self-awareness is mindful. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings in the present moment without judgment. This can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and observe the flow of your thoughts. As you do this regularly, you'll start to notice recurring themes, emotional triggers, and habitual thought patterns that you may have never recognized before. Another valuable tool for understanding your thought patterns is reflective journaling. By writing down your thoughts, experiences, and reactions, you create a tangible record of your inner world. Over time, this record can reveal insights about your decision-making processes, emotional responses, and underlying beliefs. You might notice, for example, that you tend to jump to conclusions in certain situations, or that you have a habit of catastrophizing minor setbacks. As you become more Aware of your thought patterns, you'll likely encounter some uncomfortable truths. We all have cognitive biases, systematic errors in thinking that can lead to irrational judgments and decisions. These biases are deeply ingrained and often operate below the level of conscious awareness. For instance, confirmation bias leads us to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. The availability heuristic causes us to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily remembered or imagined. Recognizing these biases in yourself can be challenging, but it's a crucial step in developing critical thinking skills. By acknowledging your biases, you can begin to counteract their influence on your decision-making and problem-solving processes. One effective way to uncover hidden biases and assumptions is to seek feedback from others. This requires a willingness to be vulnerable and open to criticism, qualities that are essential for personal growth. Ask trusted friends, colleagues, or mentors for their honest opinions about your strengths and weaknesses. Their perspectives can provide valuable insights that you might miss through self-reflection alone. As you delve deeper into understanding your thought patterns, you'll likely encounter resistance from your own mind. It's natural to feel defensive or uncomfortable when confronting long-held beliefs or habits, but remember, this discomfort is a sign of growth. Embracing it is key to developing the mental flexibility necessary for critical thinking. By the end of this chapter, you should have a clearer picture of the complex landscape of your mind, but this is just the beginning. As we move forward, you'll learn how to use this self-awareness as a foundation for developing more advanced critical thinking skills. In the next chapter, we'll explore the fundamental principles of critical thinking and begin to build the toolkit you'll need to navigate even the most complex intellectual terrain. Chapter 3: The Fundamentals of Critical Thinking. Picture yourself as an explorer standing at the edge of a vast uncharted wilderness. The terrain before you is your own mind, and the map in your hands is critical thinking. But like any skilled explorer, you need more than just a map. You need the right tools and skills to navigate this challenging landscape. In this chapter, we'll equip you with the fundamental tools of critical thinking: logical reasoning and evidence-based thinking. Logical reasoning is the backbone of critical thinking. It's the process of drawing conclusions based on evidence and sound argumentation. At its core, logical reasoning involves identifying premises, the information or assumptions you start with, and following them through to their logical conclusions. This might sound abstract, but it's something we do every day, often without realizing it. For example, consider a simple syllogism: all cats are mammals. Fluffy is a cat, therefore Fluffy is a mammal. This is a basic form of deductive reasoning, where if the premises are true, the conclusion must also be true. As we delve deeper into logical reasoning, you'll learn to recognize and construct more complex arguments as well as identify flaws in reasoning known as logical fallacies. Logical fallacies are errors in reasoning that can lead to false conclusions even when the premises seem sound. Some common fallacies include the ad hominem attack, dismissing an argument based on personal characteristics of the arguer rather than the argument itself; the false dichotomy, presenting only two options when other alternatives exist; and the slippery slope, assuming that one event will inevitably lead to a chain of related events without evidence for such a connection. By learning to recognize these fallacies, you'll not only be able to spot flaws in others' arguments but also avoid them in your own thinking. This skill is invaluable in an age where we're constantly bombarded with persuasive messaging, from advertising to political rhetoric. But logical reasoning alone isn't enough. Critical thinking also requires a commitment to evidence-based thinking. This means basing your conclusions on verifiable facts and reliable data rather than personal beliefs, emotions, or anecdotes. It involves seeking out high-quality sources of information, evaluating the credibility of evidence, and being willing to change your mind when presented with new, compelling information. Developing this evidence-based mindset requires cultivating several key attitudes: curiosity, open-mindedness, and intellectual humility. Curiosity drives us to ask questions, seek out new information, and explore alternative perspectives. Open-mindedness allows us to consider ideas that may challenge our existing beliefs. Intellectual humility is the recognition that our knowledge is always incomplete and that we can learn from others, even or especially when we disagree with them. These attitudes form the foundation of what we might call a critical thinking mindset. This mindset is characterized by a willingness to question assumptions, including your own, a healthy skepticism towards claiming that lack evidence, and a commitment to ongoing learning and growth. Developing this mindset isn't always easy. It requires us to step out of our comfort zones, confront our own biases, and sometimes admit that we were wrong, but the rewards are immense. With a critical thinking mindset, you'll be better equipped to navigate complex issues, make well-informed decisions, and engage meaningfully with diverse perspectives. As we conclude this chapter, you should have a solid grasp of the fundamental principles of critical thinking. You understand the importance of logical reasoning and evidence-based thinking, and you're developing the attitudes necessary for a critical thinking mindset. But knowing these principles is just the first step to truly master critical thinking. We must learn to apply these skills in the face of one of the greatest challenges to clear thinking: our own cognitive biases. In the next chapter we'll delve into the fascinating world of cognitive